There are pains the world cannot see, wounds that never bleed, and storms that shake a man not from the outside, but from the core of his soul. John had always believed that love was simple, two people, one covenant, one promise under God. But life has a way of testing even the strongest hearts. John and his wife, Elena, once walked hand in hand in faith. Their marriage was blessed, their prayers were united, and their home felt like a sanctuary of joy. But slowly, almost silently, something began to change. It didn't start with fights. It didn't start with betrayal. It started with distance, a distance no one could measure, but everyone could feel. John would sit beside Elena, yet feel miles away. He would speak, and she'd nod without listening. He would reach out, and she'd pull away. The home that once echoed with laughter now echoed with silence. The sacred intimacy that God designed for marriage dried up, not all at once, but piece by piece. He prayed. He waited. He tried. But every attempt seemed to push them further apart. What hurt the most was not rejection, but being invisible to the one he loved. Nights became the hardest. John would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, asking God, "Why am I hurting this way? Why does love feel like punishment?" Tears became his silent companion. He didn't want divorce. He didn't want another woman. He didn't want escape. All he ever wanted was his marriage back. Some days he tried to talk to his wife. Some days he tried to act strong. Some days he tried to ignore the pain. But the soul cannot live hungry forever. Every man needs to feel loved. Every woman needs to feel cherished. Marriage dies not only when cheating happens, but also when affection is buried and passion becomes a memory. But one night, John reached a breaking point. Not the kind that destroys, the kind that surrenders. Instead of begging his wife for what she would not give, he lifted his hands in the dark and spoke to God from the deepest place of his heart. "Lord, I cannot carry this alone. If this marriage will live, you must breathe life into it. If it will heal, you must heal it. I release my grip. I release control. I put my marriage on your altar." Something shifted, not in the house, not in his wife, but in him. For the first time in years, John felt God's presence wrap around him like warm light. And God whispered to his heart, "When you stop chasing people and start seeking me, I restore what you lost." So John changed the way he fought. He stopped arguing and started praying. He stopped complaining and started worshiping. He stopped trying to fix his wife and asked God to fix himself first. And slowly, the spiritual atmosphere in the home began to change. The silence did not vanish overnight, but peace entered the home. The distance didn't disappear instantly, but hostility vanished. Elena did not transform immediately, but her heart began to soften, without John asking, pushing, or forcing. One evening, out of nowhere, she sat beside him. She touched his hand for the first time in months. Her voice trembled when she spoke. "I don't know what's happening to me. I feel like something has been pulling me away from you, away from intimacy, away from everything that once mattered. But lately, I feel God calling me back." In that moment, John realized something deep. The battle was never between husband and wife. The real battle was spiritual. The enemy attacks the marriage at the point of intimacy because where affection dies, unity dies. Where unity dies, trust dies. And where trust dies, families fall apart. They wept together, not in anger, but in healing. The home that once echoed with silence echoed with prayer again. They held each other. They forgave each other. They asked God to rebuild their marriage from the foundation up. Love returned, not as a memory, but as a living flame. Respect returned, not as a duty, but as a desire. Intimacy returned, not as a physical need, but as a sacred connection designed by God. Their marriage didn't survive because they were strong, It survived because God was invited back. So if you are listening today and your heart feels like John's once did, if you feel unseen, unloved, unvalued, do not give up. Do not accept that distance is permanent. Do not believe that coldness cannot melt. The war you fight is not against your spouse, it is against anything that tries to separate what God has joined. Stop fighting each other. Start fighting spiritually. Stop blaming each other. Start praying for each other. When God becomes the center again, everything the enemy stole will return pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. Your marriage is not dead, it is waiting for God's breath.